Hi, I'm Julia. On this channel, I'm going to look at the issues facing our environment and our health. With the best of my ability, I'll summarize and share my review of the evidence with you. Many of the ways that we raise or grow our food can be harmful to our environment and the wild animals with whom we live on this planet. The use of fossil fuels in agriculture contributes to climate change. We pollute soil and water with agrochemicals, and we destroy habitats to meet the needs of our growing population and our consumer desires for meat. In fact, in our current geological age, the Anthropocene or age of the human, we are experiencing the planet's sixth mass extinction event. Right now, the rate of species extinction is 1,000 times faster than the background rate. This fast current rate is only comparable to other periods of mass extinction in Earth's deep past. But this time, we humans are to blame. So what are the ways that putting food on our plates contributes to species extinction? As our population increases and our diets change to include more meat and dairy, land is needed to meet these needs. Habitat is modified to grow food, rivers are diverted, forests removed, and wetlands are drained. And habitat loss leads to species extinction. Agriculture's demand for land and our modern farming practices are to blame for more than 60% of species identified as threatened or near threatened by extinction. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, overexploitation and agricultural activity are the leading major threats to thousands of animals at risk for extinction. Among some of the magnificent and iconic animals they have identified as being on the verge of disappearing forever are the cheetah and the African wild dog. The list of more than 26,000 species also includes the Asian elephant, the Ethiopian wolf, the common skate, the Javan rhinoceros, and the polar bear. Wildlife is being devastated. Local geographic areas are losing populations of species around the globe. For example, the lion used to range across Africa, and now only small pockets are left. The ocean's coral reefs are dying off. About 1/5 are dead already. This threatens marine life, as 1/4 of all fish live in coral reefs. Moreover, populations that survive are diminishing in size. In 2014, an analysis of 3,000 different species calculated that half of individual animals have been lost since 1970. Both local extinctions and shrinking population numbers increase species' vulnerability to extinction. In 2017, scientists looked at detailed data for 177 mammals and found that they had lost at least 1/3 of their geographic ranges, and more than 40% of the species have experienced severe population declines. We're all aware that the world's forests are disappearing. Even though we felt that the battle to save the Amazon rainforest was won, it's not. Now the rate of deforestation in the Amazon is increasing again. The clearing of land to graze cattle is one of the main reasons that we are losing these forests. Deforestation is happening around the world. The World Wildlife Fund estimates that every minute we lose forest equivalent in size to 27 soccer fields. For American viewers, a soccer field is actually slightly bigger than a football field. 80% of animals and plants live in forests. Their habitat is disappearing, and so are they. Overexploitation is the harvesting of species from the wild at rates over which they cannot replenish. One example is the world's fishing industry, where yields of fish have been declining since the 1980s. At least 70% of the USA's seafood comes from outside of our waters, and often this seafood comes from countries where overfishing is on the increase. Modern agriculture emits greenhouse gases as well as deforestation, which increases carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and this impacts our climate. Climate change effects such as floods, droughts, sea level rise, and extreme temperatures all increase risk for species extinction. We transport our food around the world, and by so doing we introduce new species and diseases to new places. In our connected world, where the global transportation of food is happening all the time, invasive species as well as pathogens and pests can easily catch a ride to infect new areas with potentially devastating consequences. The fishing industry, for example, consistently transfers species in the ballast of water of fishing boats. Okay, that's a lot of doom and gloom. There must be something we can do. Well, given the age in which we live, where humans impact the environment to such an extent that we are responsible for the mass extinction of species, where we pollute and overexploit and contribute to climate change, it seems to me that the only ethical choice we can make is to eat a plant-based diet. Think about who you want to support politically. Will they legislate to protect and conserve habitats? And will they legislate to protect marine life and to limit industrial-scale fishing? Will they help those who lose their livelihoods or who are displaced if our systems of food production change? Ask yourself, where does my food come from? Our food supply is global, and multinational companies provide incentives to farmers to clear forests to grow crops like soy, largely for animal feed. Choose a plant-based diet over meat, dairy and fish. To quote marine ecologist Daniel Pauly, eating a tuna roll at a sushi restaurant should be considered no more environmentally benign than driving a Hummer or harpooning a manatee. As much as you can buy fresh food locally grown. As human population grows, it drives the extinction of other species. Our population is the main driver of the 6th mass extinction. Next time I'll take a look at the number of us humans and ask some difficult questions about population. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like this page and subscribe to Your Care Plan on YouTube. See you next time.